Hello, as of time of recording this, I have 3 forbidden deeds. Well, actually 2. I paid one off, and I'm gonna show that right here. Okay, I lied. My editing software won't let me do this. By the way, this whole video is just gonna be me basically going over everything. And the forbidden deed I used here was completely taking away my main DPS, which was Yanfei. And, basically the deed I had before was removing my Klee's artifacts and weapon, which the reason that's technically a punishment is because Klee is my healer. I had to build Klee as a healer because I had no other healer and still have no other healer at the time. So, yeah. Here, this one is using Amber instead of Yanfei, who would be my typical DPS. So, yeah. By the way, xiangling is built physical. We're going to farm some artifacts for that later in the video. But, by the way, the reason I'm not farming for, like, ley lines and stuff is mainly because I really don't have to. I have a good amount of Mora, and I have a decent enough amount of books to get Hu Tao to at least level 60. So, it's not really going to be a problem. And here I was sobbing about how I had no physical damage bonus goblet. And I was upgrading Hu Tao's pieces because currently her pieces are on xiangling. So, yeah. I don't remember exactly what we did here. Oh yeah, I was testing my abilities with like stats with White Tassel versus Halberd. Here's where I go farm artifacts. The forbidden deed here was taking Xinyan, which is our shielder, and also a semi-DPS out. As you can maybe see here. Yeah. So, we took away our only source of protection. So, Klee was our one and only way. Technically, semi-forbidden deeds makes a forbidden deed. So that's why we had 3. Because I did one from doing Beto's quest to get to Inazuma, which required me to use Traveler, which I counted that whole thing as just 1 because I would have way too much forbidden deeds. But the other 2 were from the Lisa event that came out for the Lisa skin, because I want the Lisa skin, and also I want the Primos. The reason I want the Lisa skin on this account is because it looks pretty, and because I can use it as our profile, even though it's not a character we're using. It's not like having it as a profile is using the character. So, yeah. Also, I don't count using characters to craft or cook as cheating, but a lot of our forbidden deeds are probably going to come from that event. By a lot, I mean like 5. But yeah, it gives 80 primos for floor, which is pretty good. So, yeah, I think you can understand why I want to do the event, because missing out on like 3-4 pulls, it's not really worth it, especially when Hu Tao is around the corner. I've only gotten 1 of those pulls so far. I don't know if I show you this later in the video, because I forgot, but in case I did forget, we currently have 25 wishes and 50 pity, and a C1 Xinyan, because I did Lantern Rite for Xinyan, and then I did some pulls just to get up to 50 pity, and we also hit a 4-star pity, so, yeah. And seeing how much Xinyan loves this account, or just me in general, my main account has her C4. I had her C0 before this banner. I got 4 copies of Xinyan, and I didn't even go to 4-star pity 4 times. That's ridiculous. Why? I don't need Xinyan. But eventually I got Yao on that account from Lantern Rite, so I'm not really complaining. But, again, in case I don't show you this later, currently we have 12, I think, of Hu Tao's boss drops. A whole artifact set farmed. Not really any talent mats, but we'll work on that later because the domain is a pyro domain, and that takes about 6 minutes to do it once, and that's on the lowest difficulty, so we really don't get anything from it. Probably gonna get more of those books from exploring. But, you know, in case of the worst case scenario, we do always have one thing on our side, and that is co-op. Something I'm probably not going to do is make everyone in co-op use only Pyro characters, because where I am right now on the server, half the people don't even understand basic English, so trying to explain that to them would really just confuse them. So, I mean, if they want to, then they can, but they don't have to. So, here I was crying inside because I didn't want to accidentally use my condensed resin, but off instinct, I was about to. But luckily, I didn't. We are fine. Barely. But in the end, we're fine. So, yeah. Oh, don't we just love the pain of upgrading artifacts with no artifact fodder and having them roll terribly? I'm sure we are, guys. I'm sure we love it. The reason I was farming this wasn't even for Defender's Will for Xinyan. I was actually farming it for Martial Artist. For xiangling, for our physical xiangling. That really isn't that good. At least as of the time of recording this, but later she does get pretty good. By pretty good, I mean usable and not doing 80 damage on a normal attack, which, as you can tell, we are doing that right now. So, it gets better, eventually. I mean, it takes a little bit, yes, but it gets better, so. Acceptable is acceptable in this world. We're gonna have to deal with it. Eventually, in like maybe 5 minutes, we get really lucky with an artifact. However, it was a 3-star, so that did kind of ruin everything, but you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. Or 5 minutes. I don't know. I don't know how long it actually took. God. This condensed resin is valuable in this world, okay? Truly is valuable. I was getting some martial artist pieces, but they were really all 3 stars. The day I'm voicing over this is the day after it was recorded, and probably the day before this comes out. Or maybe it will be the day it comes out, but I couldn't tell you. I can't see the future. But the future I do see is me not finishing this today, because it really takes a lot of energy. This was actually 36 minutes long, but I did decide to like speed it up and make it like, I think it's 14 minutes long now. Either way, it's still a long process. Me trying to commentate this really isn't that fun. This is kind of just, I guess, a filler episode, if you could call it that. Yeah, that was actually a pretty good piece for Klee, because since we are building her healer, we do want her burst a lot, because that's basically what the weapon revolves around. By the way, by the time we get Hu Tao, I'm probably gonna replace Klee, but since we do need a healer, I might make Yanfei our healer. Or I could just swap out Yanfei and make Klee our healer, because she is still doing kind of well, so it's not really a big deal. But what is a big deal is the fact that we don't have enough to guarantee Hu Tao yet. But the nice thing about being Pyro only with these banners and having guaranteed is if we don't get Hu Tao, we're 1,000,000,000% getting Dea. So, but honestly, I think we are going to get Hu Tao because we already have enough to go to 75 pity. And we still have, I think, a week left, maybe a little less, and plus like 20 days for Hu Tao's actual banner. Since this is on the Hong Kong server, some stuff comes out a I think 12 hours before the NA server. So this video, or the video of me pulling for Hu Tao, is probably going to come out like a few days after it was actually released, despite me getting the Hu Tao banner earlier. But yeah, is this the run where we got the God piece? I think it is, or maybe it's not. I don't know. Yes, it was. There, the almighty victory. I'm gonna play a victory sound effect later, which my voice is probably gonna ruin. But it was kind of sad since it was a 4-star. But I did take off all xiangling's artifacts, which were gonna be Hu Tao's. I immediately powered this up as fast as I could because I needed to. I had no choice. It was mandatory. It's a physical damage goblet. Come on, man. On a physical damage set. I don't know why I paused here, actually. Why did I pause here? Huh. Weird. But the next video, I'm pretty sure, is just gonna be... this video might not come out for a while. This is probably not gonna come out for another week. But... at least. But it's probably gonna be me pulling for Hu Tao, or me getting Hu Tao, because I'm probably not gonna end that video until I get her. I record every single wish. And theoretically, I should get enough to guarantee her and just do all the pulls at once. But for content-wise... oh yeah, here I was testing Xinyan's shield. Ooh, this video is about to come to an end. I was testing Xinyan's shield, and then I decided to do this for some reason, because I thought because Xinyan's shield was better, I would magically be able to do this, even though I failed horribly before. We're probably going to come back to this when we get Hu Tao. There's a lot of stuff we're going to come back to when we get Hu Tao. I couldn't tell you why the Ruin Hunter went up so high already. Because... oh yeah, this is when I realized that I was doomed. So I just left. Because there was really no point in continuing. But... I went to heal, and then I was off to test xiangling's damage. Unless I did something before that. I might have done something before that. Did I not let myself heal, or were my statues not ready for healing? Okay, I guess. Looking back on my recordings, I realized how much weird stuff happens. Okay. As I approach the hilichurls, I do damage test. But this camp was kind of bad because there was so much explosive barrels. But yeah, I could do 1,000 damage charge attacks now. And I killed some Hydra Slimes pretty easily, but that might have been due to Guoba. Maybe Guoba is just OP. And this is actually where the video about comes to an end, so... I hope everyone has a good day, and I wish everyone good luck. So, yeah. I don't know how I didn't have that chest, but everyone have a good day. Bye.